just understands offense.
Scotty Reynolds at the line, an outstanding free throw shooter. 81% he will shoot three. In an earlier game in overtime against Seton Hall, he scored 40. He was 15 of 16 from the line.
And they're going to check to see if it was a three, if I'm not mistaken. The fast pace, sometimes officials don't get a good angle. The correct thing to do. Both have started aggressively, but unfortunately haven't been able to finish.
Yes, and especially around the rim for Pitt.
Particularly.
Tom O'Neill is the lead official. He's going to see if indeed this was an attempted three.
See where that right foot is. I think it was behind it, if I'm not mistaken. That's a guess, so you can see it clearly. They're going to say three.
Yep.
There's so many weapons that Villanova has on the perimeter. And you know what strikes me with both these teams? Dean Smith used to recruit guys that people say, gee, I don't know if he can play a kind of like the role player. Guys that fit, make you a team. And I think both these guys have captured that with their lineups. Now Scotty Reynolds.
He sustained what turned out to be a mild injury the other night.
Yeah, the hand on a follow-through. That'll teach you, Scotty, for playing defense, you know. Challenging it up with the big guys. He's got the glove on. He's not Peyton on defense, but a pretty good defender. And by the way, Dean Smith did have some pretty good players besides an occasional role player.
Yeah, I heard that. Is Jordan a role player? Billy Cunningham a role player? No, I'm not going down that path.
You get guys to compliment those guys.
I understand that. 3 for 3 for Scotty Reynolds. And Villanova up by 4 in the early going.
And what they do on free throws and occasionally on makes, they do this three-quarter defense. Now, Pitt did turn it over in their first game on a couple of trips against that three-quarter press. They're back straight up man.
Had 17 turnovers in that game.
There's Fields. A nice help.
Gilbert Brown puts it on the floor.
And they got a foul. They've got Anderson underneath there. He's the guy that forced the baseline. It's interesting, when we were young, which is quite a while ago, you never could let a guy go baseline. But what a lot of coaches teach is to force him deeper so he's under the glass and get some support under there. And Villanova does a great job in that area.
Here's Brown at the line, sophomore out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. On with Tyrell Biggs, Sam Young, Dixon, and Fields. DeJuan Blair picked up his first foul a minute ago. Corey Fisher.
Remember the ability to penetrate now by Fisher and Reynolds.
Jumper Cunningham. He has perfected that shot.
Well, it's great because with the pinch poster, he can drag his big, a little uncomfortable playing him there. A terrific little dish by Fisher as well.
And Villanova's up by 5. There's a little double. Biggs with a high screen, slipped by Fisher. And the quick hands of Reggie Redding. And how about the block underneath? Here come the Wildcats. Scotty Reynolds drives the lane, puts up the shot.
Now, how many guys would have the hitters to take that kind of a runner? But that's the confidence that Jay gives his players.
I thought we were going to get an early onion.
No. We saved those for late in the game. Terrific penetration, and that's the problem I think Pitt's going to have all during the game. Keep the guards away from the rim, away from the lane. If they don't finish on their own burn, they get it to someone else.
DeJuan Blair went to the bench with his first foul, 17:37 to go in the first half.
Jamie does a good job keeping him in the game, but the inability to finish has been the problem. You see Young gets to the rim, LeVance Fields gets to the rim, and that's why they're in a little bit of a hole. They've done a nice job, and now you're feeling a little tightness and maybe a little bit pumped up as well. They've got to calm down. Maybe after the timeout they will.
So Blair sits for a couple of minutes. He's back on the floor now with Fields, with Gilbert Brown. down Sam Young and Brad Wanamaker. Wanamaker has not had a terribly effective offensive tournament. Here's Young.
Look at the help. And again, a little kiss on the runner. Wanamaker played well in their last encounter, though, so you might see him provide a lift. He can step up and make shots, can drive as well. And look who he's guarding. He's got some inches on Reynolds to take away the jumper. This is Reggie Redding.
Gets it outside for three. Fisher.
Blair, rebound. It's nice hands, fired in, and he stops, and they got somebody at the rim, too. Look at this play.
Redding, slapped away by Wanamaker.
You've got to feel that if you're ready. You got to get it over and protect it. Boy, a heads-up play, making yourself bigger in the press, deflection, an open look, and how about Young? They're a little restless, but the kiss is refreshing.
Record, UConn winning earlier tonight. There is a chance of three Big East teams in Detroit in the Final Four. Last time that happened, John Thompson was the head coach of the Georgetown Hoyas, and the opponent in the championship game led by Rolly Massimino. One of the most memorable games in college basketball history. And St. John's was the third team in the Final Four.
Unbelievable. Rolly came with more shoots than Jay Wright for this weekend. Because John, I made both of those guys instant successes, I assure you.
10-5. Jay Wright was saying Rolly Massimino was coaching Scott